As we hope you already know, the winner of our 1990 Driver's Choice Award for Best Performance Car is the Nissan 300ZX Turbo. But since our staff voted, a new turbocharged challenger has come to market, the 1991 Toyota MR2 Turbo. In addition, the venerable Mazda Rx7 Turbo has more power than it did the last time we sampled one. So in the name of fair play, we wanted to see how the new contender and the veteran would stack up against our performance car champ. Besides, it sounded like a lot of fun. What could be better? Great April weather brought sunny skies and 70 degrees to the Roebling Road race course, while we brought the best array of obtainable high-performance sports cars ever offered, although we do admit that none of our three turbos come cheap. Our screaming yellow Nissan 300ZX Turbo weighs in with a base price of $33,000. This scarlet Mazda Rx7 Turbo 2 takes the middle ground at $26,530 to start, while the all-new Toyota MR2 Turbo looks like a ruby red bargain at $18,228. But such real-world issues as price are not what we plan to discuss here. This test is about performance. We've already told you a lot about the 300ZX Turbo. With its twin-turbo V6 turning out 300 horsepower, acceleration is brisk to say the least. The warmer weather produced slightly slower results than in our initial Turbo Z road test. Still 0 to 60 in only 5.7 seconds, and a quarter-mile result of 14.4 seconds at 100 even sets quite a benchmark. As for handling, this 3,500-pound Nissan takes all your concentration, but precise maneuvers are your reward. With its high-cast four-wheel steering system, the 300ZX Turbo switches from under to oversteer quickly, and you must carefully modulate the throttle for expert results. But do so and the car's road-holding prowess is awesome. The only thing that seemed different between this car and our previous ZX Turbo was the brakes. The standard all-disc with anti-lock system still worked without flaw, and test stops from 60 were still very short at 109 feet on average. But coming down from high speeds into sharp turns, our confidence was shaken by unexpected brake fade. It took a lot of pedal pressure to control this beast. Our original 300ZX had brakes that seemed to flourish on a racetrack. It's been 5 years since the second-generation Rx7 design came on the scene, and is due to be replaced in the near future. Still, Mazda has kept it up to date. The twin-rotor engine produces 200 horsepower. That's 10% more than the Rx7 Turbo we tested 2 years ago. And brakes are now anti-lock. Wheels are lighter, tires stickier. Even though it has 100 fewer horsepower than the Nissan, we were still very impressed with the Rx7 Turbo's acceleration. Neck snapping starts delivered 0 to 60 runs in 6 seconds flat, and the standing quarter mile in 14.6 seconds at 94 miles per hour. We were even more impressed with its handling. The Rx7 doesn't use an active four-wheel steering system like the Nissan, but its dynamic tracking rear suspension can change the tire toe-in angle to improve high-speed stability and control. Understeer is predictable and progressive. Unlike the Nissan, the steering is not overboosted, and power can be applied at will without fear of breaking the car loose. Standard anti-locks improve on an already fine all-disc brake system on the Rx7 Turbo. It managed stops from 60 in a very short 100 feet. On the road course, pedal feel is firm, lap after lap. When you first hit the pedal, the car quickly reduces speed, then stops smooth out as they progress. In 3 days of this kind of testing, fade was never a problem. About the only thing that has not changed about the 1991 Toyota MR2 is its engine placement. It's still behind the driver. However, the old car's supercharged powertrain has been replaced with a 200 horsepower turbo motor. That means a slower response to the throttle. But with a clear weight advantage, the MR2 managed to stay close to the Rx7 with 0 to 60 runs of 6.4 seconds. A run through the quarter mile takes 14.8 seconds at 94. For the record, the MR2 Turbo is faster than last year's supercharged car. While MR2s have always been a bit twitchy on a race course, they excel in agility. This great-looking 91 model is no different. Understeer can quickly become oversteer if you lift off the throttle abruptly in a turn. Too much throttle out of the turn can turn your head, too. Master the throttle, however, and the MR2 will slice and dice through any corner with ease. Brakes, all disc with optional anti-lock, always stopped with security. Distances from 60 averaged 120 feet. While fade was never a problem, the pedal lacked the firmness of the Rx7. That mushy feeling combined with relatively soft springs produced more nosedive than the other turbos. Rolling around Roebling Road day in and day out isn't tough to take. We had perfect conditions for seeking our turbo sports car winner. But it really was no surprise that our staff confirmed the Nissan 300ZX Turbo as champ. For its price and more, nothing beats it in sheer performance. But not too far behind the Turbo Z comes the Mazda Rx7 Turbo 2. Our Rx7 Turbo had the best balance among speed, handling, and braking performance of the group. It was also the easiest of the trio to drive close to its limits. While third place went to the new Toyota MR2 Turbo, there is much more to its story. Toyota clearly made the choice of adapting the MR2 Turbo more for the street than the racetrack. It is the most civilized of the three. On our trip south, it provided the best long-distance comfort, handling rough roads with less jar, and was tops in fuel economy. Plus, you can almost have two MR2 turbos for the price of a Turbo Z. The MR2 is our Miss Congeniality, and proud of it. There is something else we learned about this sports car trio. In today's market, when it comes to precision turbocharged performance, there's a car for almost every budget. And that's precisely the way it should be.